Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness was truly madness. In addition to Wanda being the villain of the film and giving us scary scenes that keeps us awake at night, Doctor Strange also used the corpse of a version of himself from another universe to fight the scary Wanda. And we also got to see two Doctor Strange with 3 eyes. More madness than that is almost impossible. And after all this madness, a lot of people were left wondering, but after all, what is that third eye that appeared on Strange's forehead? Could it be that Doctor Strange couldn't see well with the 2 eyes he already had and was in need of a third? Is this eye going to turn Doctor Strange evil? That's what I am going to explain in detail in this video. And I can already say that, yes, he is now going to see way better. And I'm not joking. Just stick until the end and you will see that what I am saying makes a lot of sense. Let's begin. The madness of Multiverse of Madness wasn't just in the film itself, but also in the behind the scenes of the film. The film lost its director in the middle of recording the film, went through reshoots, and the script was redone several times. There was even a possibility that the film would be cancelled. But the real madness only came in the final scene of the movie. The ending of the film was a really strange ending. Strange even for Doctor Strange. But to begin with, I want to make it clear that this eye is very powerful. For those who don't follow the comics, you may be very shocked by what I'm going to say, but what I'm going to say is 100% true. This third eye of Doctor Strange is so powerful in the comics that Doctor Strange was able to single-handedly defeat the entire Justice League. Yeah, you heard that right. So you can already imagine how much more powerful the MCU Doctor Strange is now. I'm not saying he's as strong as Doctor Strange from the comics, but he's certainly much more powerful. Like the Cloak of Levitation. In the comics, the Eye of Agamotto is also one of Doctor Strange's classic artifacts. The Eye of Agamotto is indeed a very powerful artifact. With it, Doctor Strange can launch mystical blasts, destroy the minds of opponents, and free Doctor Strange's mind from the mental control of an enemy. For example, if Wanda in the fight against him decided to use mental control as she did in Age of Ultron to the Avengers, Doctor Strange with the Eye of Agamotto would be able to enter mind control over him immediately, and with ease. It is a weapon that has many powerful abilities that leaves Doctor Strange with an absurd level of power. And why on the forehead? Well, it must be because there was no more room in the rest of Doctor Strange's body for the eye to activate. Or maybe there was even space in other parts of his body, but you know that besides being disgusting having an eye there, we also wouldn't be able to see the eye. I'm just joking, okay? And it actually looks much better in the middle of the forehead. And it will look even better with better CGI. But either way, let's hope that the next time he appears, Marvel's CGI will be at a better level. It's funny to think that while the Eye of Agamotto is very powerful in the comics, in the MCU, the Eye of Agamotto supposedly has no powers at all. It simply serves as a magical safe to store the Time Stone. At first, I thought Doctor Strange gained a third eye because he used the Darkhold. After all, Sinister Doctor Strange had gained his third eye after using the Darkhold a lot. He ended up being corrupted by the dark magic of the Darkhold, and the third eye appeared. So after using the Darkhold, Doctor Strange from the other timeline and our Doctor Strange were left with a third eye on their foreheads. But then I realized that maybe using the Darkhold wasn't the cause of them getting a third eye. Because if we stop to analyze things carefully, both Wanda and Agatha Harkness used the Darkhold much more than Doctor Strange from our universe. Like, way more. And they didn't get a third eye on their forehead. So the question remains, why didn't Agatha Harkness and Wanda, who also read and used the Darkhold, gain that eye on their foreheads? I mean, I'm not complaining about that, because I really didn't want to see Wanda with that eye on her forehead. She's fine the way she is. I mean, she would look good anyway, but it's actually a little strange. Because in addition to them using the Darkhold, they were also much more corrupted by it than our Doctor Strange. Way more. There is not even a comparison. Doctor Strange just spent a few minutes using the book. Wanda and Agatha spent at least a few days using the Darkhold. Does that mean that the eye only likes to possess versions of Doctor Strange? This makes me think about two things. Either this has to do with the specific Darkhold of that destroyed reality, or it has nothing to do with the Darkhold, but with that corrupted Doctor Strange from that destroyed universe. It could be that an evil spirit or an entity was possessing him. And since our Doctor Strange defeated Sinister Doctor Strange, nothing more logical for this evil spirit than leaving the body of the Strange that was defeated, and wanting to possess the living body of our Doctor Strange. Of course, it's still too early to know for sure. Most likely we only will know for sure in the next Doctor Strange movie. But from what was presented to us in Multiverse of Madness, I believe this is the most logical explanation. But as always, you may have a different opinion than mine. So if you think I'm wrong, I want you to tell me in the comments what you think really happened. With that said, everything indicates that they will adapt the incursion arcs that took place during Jonathan Hickman's time. To summarize very quickly what incursions are for those who don't know what they are, an incursion is when one universe is about to collide with another. And when they collide, the two entire universes are completely erased. And Doctor Strange caused an incursion in the film. At least that's what she said. In the comics, the Illuminati decided to create antimatter bombs that could erase an entire planet in one incursion, and this consequently erases the universe of the planet destroyed. So, throughout the incursion, they crossed the passage zone between the two universes, planted the bomb in the other Earth, returned to their Earth and detonated the bomb. This way, they destroyed the alternate Earths in their entire universe. It's not really a hero-worthy solution, but it is effective. They thought they would get away with this strategy forever, but they forgot about a very important detail. It's not just them who have the ability to evolve and execute such strategy. The other universes also began to gain experience in incursions. It's obvious that the other universes would also have their own experts in the multiverse. And now comes the crazy part. In one of those universes, there was a team of heroes who were the representation of the Justice League. This universe had its own versions of Superman, Batman, Dr. Fate, Flash, Martian Manhunter, and Green Lantern. Sooner or later, the inevitable would happen. This Justice League ended up meeting the Illuminati. And when they realized that the Illuminati wanted to destroy their planet, it was inevitable that a battle would occur between them. And in this story, it was shown that Doctor Strange, even before this fight began, was already using dark magic and condemning his soul with forbidden contracts. He used a forbidden book for that, which by the way is worth mentioning that we're not sure if it was the Dark Hold, but it was a book similar to the Dark Hold. He decided to learn the magic that was in that book, and as expected, the third eye appeared on his forehead. And from there, it was just humiliation for the Justice League. Dr. Fate was completely humiliated. And in the end, he sucked all the life energy from each member of the Justice League until they were completely defeated. As I believe the writer's idea is to adapt the entire Illuminati and Incursions arc, I'm almost certain that's what they had in mind when they decided to give Doctor Strange the third eye. Most likely, they won't adapt this story 100% faithfully, as always. As we've seen in the MCU, they always make a semi-adaptation of the comic book stories. But they will draw a lot of inspiration from this story, at least I believe so. And as for the question I asked at the beginning of the video, the answer is yes, Doctor Strange is indeed going to see better. Do you remember in the beginning of the movie when he couldn't see the monster that was chasing America Chavez? As soon as he noticed he was dealing with a dark creature, not native to his universe, he immediately used red chaos magic, and only then he was able to see the dark creature. This scene right here tells us that Doctor Strange is going to need his third eye way more than his normal eyeballs to be able to see dark creatures from another dimensions and many other things related to the other universes. I think his third eye is going to help him significantly in his journey through the dark dimension and in the future Avengers movies, because the threats the Avengers are going to face will be from different universes. And Multiverse of Madness was the film that opened the doors for this to happen. In the post-credit scene, it seems that Doctor Strange is already used to his third eye. They didn't show us that by chance. Probably some time has passed between the events of the movie and the post-credit scene, and that is why it seems that he is already used to the third eye. And he didn't have another alternative because, in his next arc, Doctor Strange will definitely going to need that third eye way more than his other two regular eyes. Being able to see things in his universe is not enough anymore. So he really needs to be used to the eye, especially to navigate through places like the dark dimension, because that's where he went in the last post-credit scene. And Doctor Strange 3 really needs to be released before Avengers Secret Wars. Doctor Strange really needs to step up his game with his new eye before the Avengers face the next big threat. What do you think? Do you agree with my predictions? Or do you think something completely different from what I said will happen in his third film? I really can't wait to see his next movie.